Hi Heather, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. Lovely to be here with you today. I can hear the birds cheeping in the background.
I know it's such gorgeous weather today. So hi everyone, thank you so much for joining us today and welcome to this live where we're joined by Heather Black, who is the CEO at Supermums. Heather's a very active member of our Facebook community, so some of you will have seen her posts and already heard about Supermums, and I know that lots of our community are already working and retraining with you, so that's amazing. And as we look to kind of support more people to find well-paid, flexible careers and either grow their careers, change their careers, or return to their careers. Like it's great to be partnering with people like companies like Supermums and Heather to do that. And Supermums is one of our partners. We've been working with you now for about a year now, over a year.
Yeah. I've had a lot of people
And
program.
a lot of people join the program, which is amazing. So I've asked Heather to come in today because I feel like we see a lot of Heather and we haven't really had one of these before. And we wanted to take this opportunity to get under the hood a bit and to explain what Supermums is all about, what you do, how you do it, who it's for. And I think today we're particularly focusing on the marketing cloud opportunity, which is for marketers. But I wanted to just start by you just telling us a bit more about you and how you got to launch Supermums and a bit about who you are and what you do before we get into the marketing cloud.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So I'll take you back a little bit. So I was originally running a non-profit back in 2006. I started that helped young people age 18 to 30 relaunch their careers and start up businesses. And I started using Salesforce as a product to manage all my customers and became what you call an accidental admin, if you like. And I ran that for 7 years, and that using Salesforce CRM helped me really grow that non-profit. And it went from like 100k to 1.3 million in a year, went from 4 staff to 40 staff. Like it was tremendous growth because I was able to really understand what was going on with our customers and report on that, and that helped me win more work. So I became a bit of a fan of Salesforce, as you can imagine. And after 6 years of running that which is a non-profit organisation that was running at the time, the government funding changed in the UK. So a lot of the work that we were doing was free and funded through government, and that changed. So I found that I had to pivot myself, and I was just in that position where I was just about to have kids. We wanted to move out of London, and I'm thinking, oh heck, how am I going to afford a house? We're just about to buy a house and all these things. And I was thinking, well, how am I going to get a job that's going to give me the flexibility to live out of London, have a kid, buy a house, and all of these things all at once? And so that's where I explored careers in the Salesforce sector, because I've been working with the product and truly believed in the power and support it can give to nonprofits and businesses. And I researched it and understood like what the different career options were. And I realized there was a lot of transferable skills I could bring into it. But what I really enjoyed doing or wanted to do at that point was to work with other nonprofits to help them implement technology to really power their missions. I'm very socially motivated.
Yeah.
And so I set myself up as a Salesforce freelance consultant at that time. And I was earning £60,000 working 3 days a week, helping other nonprofits implement technology to power their fundraising, their volunteer programs, their marketing programs, their delivery to beneficiaries. And I absolutely loved my job, but I was able to breastfeed my daughter, work remotely from home, work 3 days a week, and earn more than I was earning previously. And so after a couple of years of doing that and sort of feeling like, yes, this is possible, that's when the idea for Supermums was born. And so I launched it as a non-profit entity. We tested the program first through my business that I was running, and it found its feet. And now we've had 1,000 trainees go through the program. We started with 3 back in 2016.
Amazing.
And we just help change lives for people. And we offer our programs that we deliver have a wraparound pastoral support. So it's not just the technical training. We provide the career coaching, the mentoring, the peer community, the hands-on practical experience with the product. So for women who've been out of work for over 10 years in some cases, it's a big knee jolt coming back to work. And so we provide, let's say, that wraparound support, whereas other people are just changing from one sector to another sector and they don't know anything about this world. And so with Supermums, we provide this whole wraparound support, but we offer the pricing for our courses is heavily discounted from what Salesforce charge commercially for their prices. So which is why we run as a non-profit. So we look to get sponsors in and etc. that help subsidise those programs.
It's amazing. Okay. So you run lots of programs, not just Marketing Cloud. So do you just want to give us kind of just an overview of the different types of courses that you run?
Yeah, so there's two sort of foundation courses where people can, I suppose, relaunch and accelerate their career in many ways, rather than sort of feel like they're starting at the bottom, because certainly people don't have to start at the bottom rung and work up depending on your background and experience. But we have sort of two pathways for people. One is the Marketing Cloud, which I'm talking more about today. So people who've got a passion or interest or experience in marketing in whatever capacity, can look at Marketing Cloud as their route. It's the Marketing Cloud suite of products from Salesforce. Salesforce have acquired different products and made it their product in one full package, and I can talk about more how that works in a moment. And then you've got Salesforce technology, which is Sales Cloud, Service Cloud, Health Cloud, Finance Cloud, you name it, there's a cloud, which is the client relationship management system that holds all the customer data for like the customer support team or the sales team, or the delivery team, and all that customer data is housed in there. So there's two different routes you can go down, and sort of different job roles you can do within those different areas as well. There's 6 different job roles, so you don't have to get hands-on techie in either of those two camps. You can be more the strategic, the business analyst, the project manager, or the salesperson. There's different job roles that you can do to kind of find something that fits with you.
Okay, so that's really interesting, because I think that there's a perception possibly that it's very techie, but it's not necessarily, and that you can go into different roles within Salesforce that aren't techie.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, and I'll talk through those as we talk about Marketing Cloud, because really the job roles that you get in Marketing Cloud are the same job roles you get in Salesforce as well. So I can help people think about where they might sit in both of those.
Okay, so then let's talk about Marketing Cloud, because that's what we wanted to do today particularly. And this is just explain who it's for, first of all.
Yeah, so Marketing Cloud is a suite of products that Salesforce have that are focused on powering the marketing of organizations, be it nonprofits or companies. If you've got a background in marketing, you'll be familiar with the types of technology I'm talking about here. So with marketing generally, you send emails to customers or prospects, you send social media posts to customers and prospects. Now, a lot of technology, you do that in a blanket way, in that you're just pushing out the same things to the same sort of all the people on your newsletter list is sort of, I suppose, the basic level of marketing technology that you can get. Where Marketing Cloud sits is at sort of the forefront of marketing product innovation and technology. So it is one of the best products you can get. It is recognised as one of the leading products by Gartner. And the reason for that is that it combines marketing with Salesforce. So with Marketing Cloud, what it does is suck all the data in from Salesforce, if you like, and it can identify where all your customers or prospects are in their buying journey, or in their journey generally with your company. So it allows you to personalize what email you're sending to them at certain points. So if somebody hasn't bought something for a couple of months, it can identify that and then send them an email. Or if it knows what they've bought before, it can send them suggestions. So obviously with that type of technology, there is a lot more effort in setting up those types of customer journeys, because they're much more intuitive and personalized. But personally, if I was working as a marketing professional, I'd love the chance of working with some, that level of amazing technology, because your campaigns and the ROI of those campaigns are going to be much more powerful. So Marketing Cloud promote themselves on the personalization of marketing. It's about sucking all the data in, knowing all your customer data points, and really creating customer journeys are very, very intuitive to that person, and delivering ads, emails, social media posts, etc., text messages, SMS, for example, and delivering the right message at the right time to the right person. And with Marketing Cloud, you're getting the best companies buying this. So at Supermums, we have our recruitment arm and our training arm. So I didn't mention recruitment earlier, but we've had job vacancies from Formula One, from RB.com, and from Dunelm, where they are placing candidates, because there's some fantastic brands that use Marketing Cloud. So it really is a great opportunity to get into.
Amazing. So you've touched on lots of different things there, both in terms of what is Marketing Cloud, who's it for, and who, which types of companies use it. Let's just break it down a bit so that people can just understand. So let's go to the types of companies. So you just talked about Dunelm and, some brilliant companies who are using it. Is it generally the larger companies who are using Marketing Cloud in their business?
So you've got, I mean, it depends when you say large, they will need to have a certain level of budget, but universities use it, non-profits use it, the big enterprise customers do use it. So there's a range of different, size of companies use it. I would say that companies with at least 100 employees would probably have the budget to manage it and have a team around it, because as I mentioned, you're creating those personalized journeys. There's a lot of work and you need resources to sort of, put all of that into place. So you will get smaller companies using it, and non-profits too. But it, as I say, I would say from about 100 staff upwards. So you get a lot of, amazing brands that you're working with. Parkdean Resorts was another one actually we had in. We've had a whole range of job roles come in through Marketing Cloud. So you've, every different industry vertical. Now I think just to put, I suppose, the types of companies where you may work into, into context for you. So you've got end customers where you could go and work and have a job, but equally in this arena we have consultancies that will implement Marketing Cloud. So quite a few of our Supermums that have trained up with us have gone to work for Marketing Cloud consultancies, and they work completely virtually. They earn really good money, but what they'll do is go in and set Marketing Cloud up for a company or organization, which might take 6 months to a year, help them understand the different products, get a few journeys set up for them, train the in-house team, and then they walk away and they go into a next customer. So if you're somebody that really loves learning, like how other people do their marketing campaigns, and you get under the hood of different companies, that's me. I love that type of job. When I was working as a Salesforce consultant, I love that, because you'd be going in and going, oh, this is what they do. And then you take all those ideas and you can share them with other companies, obviously not in that sort of way where you're nicking ideas, but you just, you learn so much. So you can work as a consultant and go into different companies to implement Marketing Cloud, walk away. So if you like that variety and that challenge, you don't have to be on site doing those types of things. Or you could work in-house with a customer where you are managing their marketing campaigns and their campaign strategy and delivering and executing it for that customer long term.
So are these companies hiring Marketing Cloud people? They are that. So they'll put jobs out to market. We need somebody who specializes. So it's not part of a job. So in the day when I was in marketing, we'd have, our marketing heads of, or we'd have people in the team who would look after like CRM, Salesforce marketing, like it would be an all up job. And that would be one part of it. Is Marketing Cloud a job in itself, or does it form part of a bigger job?
Yeah, no, really good question. So there's about 10 different job roles within Marketing Cloud, but these job roles transcend with Salesforce job roles as well, in terms of, I suppose, the types of roles. So as a business analyst in the Marketing Cloud space, you'd be mapping out the customer journeys, and sort of understanding, well, where are people's journey on the sales cycle, on the customer service cycle, and what do we want to be sending them at different points. So as an analyst, you're kind of unpacking, where customers are and what you want to send to them, and designing their journeys. Now, if you look at other job roles, there could be a marketing manager role. They might do the analyst role. So it's not to say that job title is necessary as a business analyst. Being an analyst might be part of a job title, but it's designing the strategy. So if you love designing strategies as a role for you, what you need to be able to understand with Marketing Cloud is what's possible with that technology, and how Salesforce, how the CRM interacts, because then you can dovetail those two things together and sort of create those journeys. Then you've got those roles in-house, which you would have in any marketing team, where you're then building all of that. So you're like, right, we've designed this whole journey. And so there's those job roles, which we call the Marketing Cloud admin roles or Marketing Cloud developer roles. Typically with those roles, you want to enjoy building, the email templates and everything like that. It is preferential to have HTML. And so because if you're designing bespoke templates, you might need some more of those light web coding skills, if you like, to be able to manipulate some of those things. So you can do build work. And then you've got data analysts. So those that analyze all the campaigns and understand, your customer intelligence to feed back to, I suppose, those designing the campaigns. And then overarching that, you can have project manager type roles as well. So the project manager likes coordinating everybody and making sure everything's been delivered on time. So
you train in all of it. You train in all of those different roles. So Marketing Cloud's the umbrella, and then you can have training and fall into any one of those roles. Is that how it works?
good question. So we train people on marketing cloud technology, but with that, you can then take on one of those roles, maybe based on your previous experience and where you want to sit. And we can advise and support you to think about which role might suit you. We also do a consultancy skills course as well, which does train people up in business analysis, agile project management skills. So if you want to, if you want to acquire skills in those areas, we do have an add-on course for that also, which you can develop. But you might well have some of those skills from previous roles. Whether you don't need to have a project management certification against your name, but you could have project managed marketing campaigns previously, and sort of step into that role.
Okay, so just let's talk about that then. So I think people say, like, is this for me? You've said that you might have come from a marketing background or not. So talk to me about the types of people and the types of skills that would be good for this type of opportunity.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So I'll tell a couple of case study stories of people that have been on the programme. So Bridget had a generalist marketing background. She loves working with non-profits, but she'd previously sort of designed marketing campaigns. She did our marketing cloud course. She went through our employability readiness program, and so she'd updated her LinkedIn profile, updated her CV, was sharing some stuff on LinkedIn, and she had people just approach her, employees approach her. She had 3 interviews. And she landed a job at Media Monks in the US. The same story is for Demi in the UK. So Demi went through our program. She previously had a digital marketing background. She upskilled with our course, and she had 6 interviews, got 6 interviews, landed 3 jobs, and landed a job at Salesforce at the end. So we've got loads of those journeys where if they have gone through the course, they add that they've got their marketing cloud cert. So the 2 certs that we sort of encourage you to get and that we can support you with initially on our program is the marketing cloud email specialist and marketing cloud admin. And so these candidates get those certifications, they update their LinkedIn profile, they then have people knocking at their door, because what I want to emphasize is that the reason I set up Supermums is there's a massive shortage of talent in this space. There isn't enough people, which is why the salaries are really good and it's very competitive. So that's why they have people going, oh, there's a marketing cloud person, right, let's tap them up and see what they're doing. And so that's why people are getting so many interviews and getting, so many job opportunities. And with that, obviously, you're getting good salaries because there is that shortage as well.
So what is the earning potential? I know that we've put out, you can earn sort of £60,000, but generally, what's the earning potential for somebody who moves into marketing cloud? Because you're saying there's a shortage and it's more in demand. So what does that look like?
Yeah, so it depends on which job role you go for and obviously your background and experience. So it could be anything between 45 and 75, range. Now, if you're starting out as a marketing cloud professional, it doesn't mean that you have to come in at 45, because you might have had years of designing marketing journeys and experience, just not with that technology. So you can walk in potentially midway point on that, or even at the higher end, because of your level of seniority, your project management skills, your BA skills, your level of where you've been before. But what you're doing is landing a job using marketing cloud technology. So where people start in their starting salary really does depend on their backgrounds and experience with it, how they then sell themselves into that company. Because somebody like Bridget, for example, she'd worked previously as a marketing consultant, and then was a marketing consultant for Media Monks, but using marketing cloud technology. So it's not like she's forging a whole new career. Whereas if you have previously worked in a marketing team as a marketing assistant, you might be then starting out as a marketing admin, marketing cloud admin, and sort of starting on the lower. But what happens in the Salesforce ecosystem is that you can double your salary within 4 years. So if you started on 45, you could be working your way up. And a quick way to double your salary is to work as a contractor, because contractors earn really good rates. Plus, you can stop and start when you want. You can go in and do a project and stop. You can take summer holidays off. I worked as a freelance contractor. It's what quite a few of our Supermums do as well, because you can earn good rates at 400 quid a day. Again, depending on your background, you might not start at that. But because I had worked as a consultant in the non-profit space, and then I stepped into non-profit consultancy with Salesforce, I was charging 400 a day, because that was originally what I was used to. So you could start off at £400 a day rate. So it's about how you sell yourself. It's your background, your skills, but you can certainly move up very quickly from changing jobs from contract to perm or going to different companies every couple of years. You can at least negotiate a 10k pay increase in between those.
Okay, so it sounds like it's lucrative, and it also sounds like the flexibility. I just wanted to touch on the flexibility, because obviously you do this to give parents, mums, flexibility in their careers. How flexible is a career in Marketing Cloud? I mean, I think you've talked about consultancy and contracting, which is probably more flexible, but if you get a paid opportunity, what does that look like? And is there flexibility or less maybe there?
Yeah, no, I don't think it's the case. There's less flexibility. I mean, flexibility means different things to different people.
Yeah.
So, there's definitely remote working roles. A lot of our Supermums have gone into remote working roles. There is part-time opportunities as well as full-time opportunities. It obviously depends on that company and what they're looking to hire. So I don't have a definitive amount on that. If you're working for a consultants we work with normally, might be 4 days a week or 5 days a week that they're looking for you, but you might be able to work from home. Whereas if you work for an end customer, they might be more flexible to that because maybe they don't want or need a full-time Marketing Cloud professional. So there is a whole mix of roles. At Supermums, we work with companies that want to hire flexibly. I think after, obviously post-pandemic, things have changed quite a lot. It feels like some people are defaulting slightly on that at the moment. But because with Salesforce and Marketing Cloud, it's all virtual technology. You don't physically need to be in an office to do your job. So that's the beauty of the product and the software, is that you find a company that matches the flexibility that you're wanting, and you can still deliver the results in the job without compromise.
Amazing. And what I love also about Supermums, and you touched on this earlier, is that you have the recruitment aspect too. So it's not just that you train them and then you just throw them out to find their own job. You have opportunities at Supermums that companies are coming to you and saying they need. So it's kind of full circle, which is brilliant. Tell me a bit more about that.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, we provide career coaching. We review your CV, we review your LinkedIn profile. We have career coaching every fortnight as well, which is all about boosting your confidence, getting over that imposter syndrome, and supporting people to kind of just get in the right frame of mind to sell themselves at interview. So we do all of that, and we encourage you to go out into the ecosystem, because at Supermums Recruitment, we don't have all the jobs available. We get those the companies that come to us, and we're very thankful. Yeah. We worked with over 400 companies on 800 vacancies. So we do get a lot coming in, and obviously those are companies that really respect and appreciate flexibility. But those people I've talked about, like Bridget, Demi, and Arlene, for example, and Denise, they found jobs through just building their profile on their LinkedIn and people coming to them. So we will equip you for the job market and how to get yourself out there.
Amazing. So one thing before we close, and I think it's really important, is just talk about the training itself. What does that look like? How long does it take? Does it vary? And just talk us through kind of what that training process looks like. And also, do you have to be out of a job and not working to do it? Is it a full-time commitment, or can you do it flexibly? What does that look like?
Yeah, good question. So our Marketing Cloud course is a 7-week course. It does require 12 hours a week of study. And during that time, you'll get technical training on 2 of the Salesforce courses. I have to look down at the acronyms here. So it's the MKT 101 and the MCC 201 courses. We are an authorized Salesforce training provider course. So we cover content that is, the best content, the most reputable content out there for your CV. We offer, we deliver that content at £1,000 discounted to what would be the commercial rate for learning the same content with a commercial training provider. So that's a discount around it. But alongside that training over 7 weeks, which is 12 hours during that week, is you'll also get a one-to-one mentor who will support you and oversee and give you guidance on the jobs and the product more generally. You'll also get access to the career coaching we offer and the support, and you'll get hands-on with the product. So the only way to get hands-on practical experience with the product is actually to pay for a course, because that's where you get access to it, and you can build out customer journeys and demos, and you can record it and you can share that at your interview. So you get that practical experience. We learn the product. If you try and learn by yourself and you don't pay for a course, it's not possible to get that hands-on practical experience with the product. Salesforce have made it in that way, really. So throughout that program, we'll provide you with that package of support to do it.
Okay, amazing. And what does it cost? Because people want to know that. What does it cost to do the course?
Yeah, so the cost of our course is £2,040, which is inclusive of that, so it's part and parcel. If you were to pay for the same content commercially, it would be £3,600.
Okay, fantastic. So £2,040, and that's a 7-week course with all of the support that you get around it. And at the end of it, you are certified and you have a qualification that you can then go out and become a marketing cloud consultant or contractor, or add that as part of your repertoire, as part of your marketing skill set.
Yeah, so you have to take an exam to get your certification. So it's not just, you don't just get the certification after finishing the training. So you have to put yourselves in for an exam, which is proctored by Salesforce. You have to pass those exams, and then you can wear your certifications with pride.
Amazing. Okay, and is it one exam or a number of exams?
So the certifications I would encourage you to be going for is the email specialist, marketing cloud email specialist, and marketing cloud admin. The other one that's added value, which would add value and you can do for free because we can direct you to the right trailheads to do this, is a Salesforce associate certification, which is a brand new certification, but it just tells you about the Salesforce product and how it works. So it just helps you understand how the CRM works in practice if you're plugging that into Marketing Cloud, because you don't necessarily need a Marketing Cloud Salesforce admin certification to be a Marketing Cloud professional, but certainly understanding how Salesforce works. So there isn't a cost for that, but we direct you to where you can get that knowledge and certification as extra.
Okay, so the certification piece, once they've done your course, then they go off and do that. And how long does it take to do that? Is that like
yeah, as quick as you want to do it, really. Yeah, it's when you book it in and feel ready for it.
Okay, but they've done everything that they need during the training to be able to go off and pass the course. That's what you're setting them up for.
Yeah.
Okay, amazing. And from what we've talked about, a lot of the people that you've had going through this have had marketing backgrounds. Would you say that you'd be setting yourself in better stead to have had a marketing background? Or could you come in and do this with no marketing background and just as a career change?
We really encourage marketing background for Marketing Cloud. That's obviously not relevant to Salesforce. If you're interested in general, then that would be a Salesforce route. People have had marketing backgrounds and been really successful landing jobs. So it's obviously, if you've got no marketing background, it's a harder starting block. We've had 125 people go through our Marketing Cloud course, and 75% of those got jobs, within 3 months of finishing the course.
Amazing. Okay, so I think, you've given us an incredible insight into what it is. And I think we've covered, is there anything else we haven't covered? So we've covered the training, kind of who it's for, the companies. Is there anything that you'd like to share that we haven't covered?
No, the only thing I'd share, so the next steps to find out more information is we've got a discovery session where you can hear from some of our alumni and hopefully a demo of the product on the 30th. So Katie's going to share a link for that. Yeah. We have 2 full-time career coaches on my team where you can book in a free career consultation with them. So it can be 30 minutes. If it's longer, it's longer. But they just sit there happy to have a chat with you. It's not a hard sales call. We are an organisation as a nonprofit set up to educate and inspire you and support you if you want to be on the journey with us. So booking a call with my team, have a chat about whether you think it's right for them, learn more. That's what I had to do when I relaunched my career, is just talk to people and find out. So, there's not many training organisations that sort of provide, if any, really, that provide that sort of level of support and understanding around, what is it you want to do. And they're qualified career coaches. So they really want to kind of help you make an informed decision. So booking a call with our team, attend a discovery session, find out more by visiting our webpage, again, which Katie can share in the links of this session, and just, explore it and consider it. And if you think it's right for them, talk to us and we'll help you relaunch successfully.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Heather, for joining us. I think it's an amazing opportunity for somebody who is looking to pivot in their marketing career and to give them an opportunity for a more flexible opportunity. I mean, as you've talked about consultancy, contracting, jobs, there's all sorts of opportunities that fall out of this. And so I will drop all the links into this thread, and I'll probably do another one, and I'm going to pin this. So if you're watching this on replay, Heather's an active member of the group, and I'm sure we'll answer any questions if you want to pop them in the comments, or we'll have links to book a discovery call and to head off and just go and check it out. And I'd say, as with anything, you need to do your research and have conversation. And as Heather said, there's no sort of hardcore sales here. It's all about finding if this is the right opportunity for you, and that, Heather and her team are on point to answer any questions. So thank you so much. I'm so pleased that we finally got this live out, and in front of everybody. I think it's really nice just to put a name to the face as well, because we've seen so many of your posts and lots of Supermums content, but actually hearing it from you has been amazing. So thank you so much. It's been really good to have you on the show. I was about to say like I'm hosting some kind of broadcast, but on the live today.
It's great, thank you. And I love seeing the people come through from this group. Like we've had a lot of cohorts, a lot of individuals come over the years actually from your group, and seeing where they are now, you always feel like the proud mum and the parent. You're like, oh, they're doing so amazingly well. So we can certainly connect you in with other people that have come through the group as well.
Definitely. And I think if we do another one of these, we should bring in some of the cohort from Flexible Working People so that people can see and tell their story. Let's do that, because I think there's nothing like that, and actually seeing the reality of someone from hearing about it to actually going through it and sharing their experiences. So that would be really good. So we'll be sharing some case studies in the group, and we'll do another live and maybe we'll bring somebody in from the cohort to share their experiences. All right, well, have a great day. The sun is shining, and I shall speak to you soon. Thanks for listening, everybody. Bye, Heather.
Bye.